guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Patrice, and welcome to part 2 of the Ultimate Hair Growth Secret series. In this series, I'm sharing very specific ways to grow your hair long and healthy by focusing on 3 fundamental values. This series is an online playbook, if you will, created with you in mind to simplify your understanding of growing the hair of your dreams. I believe that achieving your natural hair goals is simple, and we often make it complicated due to our lack of knowledge about our own hair. Have you been frustrated with your hair and how slow it seems to grow? Do you find yourself comparing your hair growth with other naturals? Are you discouraged because you have a routine in place and use all the right products, but fail to see the growth that you desire? Well, you're not alone. Many people want long hair and they want it quick, but not everyone has the right technical tools to put into practice in order to bring these desires to fruition. Today, I will be sharing the second fundamental pillar in hair growth and length retention, and that is technique. By the end of this video, you will know what exactly technique means, why technique is so important, and how to develop a technique and execute it during your wash and hair care days so that you can achieve your hair goals quickly. In the last video, I shared the importance of having a routine in place that supports your lifestyle and schedule because it promotes healthy hair and length retention. However, technique is the way in which you execute your routine and hair care steps. When you are manipulating your hair via washing or styling it, a technique is how you carry out those steps. For example, do you pre-poo before every wash day? Do you deep condition under a heated cap? Do you use wide-tooth combs, brushes, or do you finger detangle? Having a routine in place while handling your hair poorly is equivalent to working out 4 times a week, but eating nothing but carbs, fatty foods, and sugar, yet still expecting to reach your fitness goals. While a routine can be defined by your actual hair care steps, your technique is how you execute those steps. When growing a garden, if a steady routine represents the process of picking the right plants, choosing the best garden spot, loosening the soil, and planting your garden, a good technique is how tedious you are with carrying out those steps by ensuring the soil is loose, the planting beds are cleared and prepared correctly, the soil is covered properly, and weeds are pulled with precision. In short, an effective technique ensures that the work you are doing to lay the foundation for healthy hair is not done in vain. In order to see the results you've never seen before with your hair, technique must be a central part of your hair care practice. Having a solid routine in place is not enough. You can have the most trusted routine, but if you're carrying out those steps ineffectively, then your chances of seeing the results you hope for are less than likely. In fact, you'll be more susceptible to thinning, damage, unnecessary setbacks like split ends and breakage, and inconsistent growth patterns. Developing a technique that works for your hair takes time and effort, and as someone who has experienced so many emotions when dealing with my own hair, I understand how frustrating it can be when your hair is not performing in the way you hoped it would. It's important to remember that one person's natural hair journey, technique, and suggested styles will not be the same as another, and it's up to you to identify what works best for your hair and, of course, accept the hair that you have on your head. And that will only happen if you spend time with your hair and get to know it better. In this age of an overload of natural hair influencers, myself included, if you're not careful, you can easily mistake one person's hair care practice as your own, which only leads to more frustration and unmet expectations. I've had so many conversations with women who adopt techniques from other naturals with completely different hair textures than them, yet they still don't understand why they're not receiving the same results. Just because one natural with a looser curl pattern brushes their hair instead of finger detangling or wears wash and goes with no problem does not mean that this is the best practice for your hair. Afro or kinky hair tends to get labeled as tough and unmanageable, and for some reason, for many people, that translates to kinky hair needing to be treated poorly and aggressively, when in fact the opposite is true. I see so many people who flippantly and carelessly handle their thick and very fragile natural kinks in the same manner they would treat their looser pattern type 3 wavy and curly hair wig, using small tooth combs, brushing it when it's curly and dry, and raking over the ends in order to comb through knots. A healthy technique that is tailored to your hair specifically, not someone else's hair, is what will allow your hair to flourish in the way it was designed to. Technique is an ever-learning tool. It's the gift that keeps on giving, because the more you begin to learn about your hair, the more informed you will be about what it likes and what it does not like. The natural hair experience is a lifelong journey, and there's much to learn along the way, which is one of the things that makes natural hair such a gift. Developing a strong technique for your hair takes more than just practical skill. It wasn't until my mindset changed around my hair that I even considered implementing and sustaining a technique. When I first went natural, I was not concerned with technique at all. The only thing on my mind when doing my hair was getting it done. I couldn't relate to girls who found wash day therapeutic or relaxing, and I spent a lot of time being frustrated with how long it took and even found myself cutting corners in order to be finished sooner. The truth is, it's easy to cut corners and go against your technique if you don't truly understand how important technique is to your natural hair health. It wasn't until my relationship with my hair shifted from mere toleration into a space of acceptance and appreciation that my desire to implement and uphold a healthy hair care technique began. As time progressed and I started to see the benefits of putting these techniques into practice, applying them became more second nature, and over time I have become intentional about utilizing these techniques because I know very well the repercussions of not doing so. I've had to get up from a stylish chair because of how poorly their technique was when doing my hair. I spoke about this specific experience on my TikTok a few months ago if you want to take a look. Advocating for yourself when you find yourself in uncomfortable situations when someone is treating your hair poorly is something that I understand is not always easy and can often feel like it's going against a cultural norm of sitting quiet while you're getting your hair done, which we all know very well. But understand that if you choose to let someone else do your hair with poor technique, not speaking up is really keeping you from seeing the growth you desire for yourself. The reality is that a lot of people, some stylists included, simply are not educated on Afro hair and lack the desire and patience that it takes to maintain our hair and style it properly. I believe that choosing to keep quiet about poor technique only prolongs the understanding of Afro hair. Though I know there are tons of licensed beauticians who are great natural hair stylists and educators, for my own piece, I do my own hair. I have coily hair that falls in the type 4 category. My strands are fine, but my hair is dense. So while I have to be gentle with my fine strands, I also have to be intentional with detangling because I tend to get knots very easily. Some techniques that have helped me retain length are being gentle with my hair, of course, finger detangling, applying deep and leave-in conditioners in the shower, using a pre-poo prior to washing my hair in twisted sections and never loose, deep conditioning when needed under a heated cap, and protecting my ends at night. When my hair was shorter, I was able to detangle with a brush and a comb quite easily in the shower. However, now that my hair is longer and I focus more on volume than length, I rarely use brushes and instead I finger detangle. I also do not do my hair when I'm in a rush. I will put on a wig before I detangle my hair when I'm pressed for time. When I see a knot, I treat it gently by trying to get it loose, or I will take my shears and gently cut it out. These are some of my tried and true techniques that have proven to be highly effective for my overall hair health and length retention. I hope you enjoyed part 2 of the Ultimate Hair Growth Secrets. We're wrapping up the series next week with part 3, where we will focus on styles, and there is a lot to talk about here. There are a few popular hairstyles that I do not wear, and I will touch on those in part 3 of this series. As always, if this video has provided any value for you, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and comment below and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao!